Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. This time we are doing FC Predicts the World Cup, or in FC terms, FC Predicts the World's Game, as it is unofficially licensed, but in the game still. All 48 teams are in the game, every single team, including Cape Verde, including Curacao, including Bosnia, including Saudi Arabia, including Jordan, including the the Congo, including Uzbekistan. We are going to go ahead and simulate every single game of this World Cup here. That's why you can see I have a star above every single team. I'm technically going to take control of every single team, and we are going to let FC26 predict who wins the World Cup, which starts in just a couple of days' time. So without further ado, you won't see every single group stage game. I might show you a couple big upsets here and there, but I will see y'all towards the end of the group stage phase, where we get to find out the round of 32 teams and go from there. And so the opening game of the 2026 World Cup is Mexico versus South Africa. And Mexico are going to go ahead and start strong here with a 3-1 win. Senegal, this isn't the first upset, but it's the first one I'm going to show y'all here. Senegal take up 3 points off of France here in their opening game. One result that I kind of just skipped past quickly was that Morocco beat Brazil 4-2 as well in the group stages. But that's another decent upset side there, as now we take on the World Cup defending champions Lionel Messi and Argentina versus Algeria. It is a 2-2 draw. Remember, Argentina wasn't really that great in the group stages last World Cup when they won it. And here we go. I'll show you all this because it's England. It's England's time to finally bring it home. And well, they start off strong here with a 3-0 win over Croatia. Rashford and a Hurricane brace. And so the first round of matches are done here. So we'll quickly go through these teams in the group stage. You can see here every single group into one singular picture. So in Group A, we have Mexico as probably your favorite to get out at the top. On Group B, Canada lost to Bosnia and Herzegovina. So that's probably a bigger upset as well that I just didn't show y'all. Switzerland won their game against Qatar. So I expect Switzerland. I do expect still Qatar, or not Qatar, but Canada to be the top two to get out. In Group C, Brazil, they have some work to do. Brazil I expect Brazil to beat Haiti, but Haiti beat Scotland, which is also interesting as well. But I expect Brazil and Morocco to get through. In Group D, United States and Paraguay drew. I can see that happening. I can honestly see United States losing to Paraguay. Turkey beat Australia as expected. Honestly, I expect the United States to get through, but I do expect Paraguay and Turkey to get into the top two, in all honesty. In Group E, Germany and Ivory Coast are just going to battle it out for that top spot against Ecuador and Curacao. I expect Germany to win all three of their games. In Group F, Netherlands are going to have to step it up. Sweden are going to have to step it up. They lost to Tunisia, which is interesting. In Group G, Belgium and New Zealand I could see going through, but I could also obviously see Egypt going through as well. And obviously one of those two teams will probably go through as a third place team as well. In Group H, Spain and Uruguay, that is about as expected. They will actually battle it out for top spot. I expect Spain to do. I expect Spain to be one of the favorites for this World Cup as well. France are going to have some work to do. It's only one game in and only really 1 point behind the top two. So they just need to shake off that loss and beat Iraq and Norway. We need Norway to pick up some points as well. Argentina, I expect to get through that group relatively easy now. It was a draw there against Algeria, which was interesting. Portugal, is it Ronaldo's time to finally win a World Cup? He should definitely make it at that group stage with absolute ease. And then England and Ghana. I expect Panama over Ghana, but Ghana could still get through to the third place team. On to round two of matchups here. And France lose back-to-back games. Martin Odegaard and Oscar Bob, is it Oscar Bob? I'm pretty sure it is Oscar Bob, score for Norway. And France are in real trouble of getting knocked out the World Cup already. France need to win this game here against Iraq in hope that they can get through as a third-place team. Their hopes and dreams of finishing as a top two is not there no more because they're both on 4 points. France need to beat Iraq here, and they do. They beat them 4-1, and maybe those 3-goal difference could actually help them out as well. They are finishing third. We'll see if not, they rank in the round of 32, which I'm pretty sure they can, and they will. We are going to go through every single group here because once we get past the group stages, we can't see the groups anymore. So quickly going through the groups of the top two, and then obviously some of these teams, or most of these teams, will obviously be in the top three as well, and we'll see whether or not they get in towards the round of 32 here. So in Group A, we have Mexico and South Korea, or Korea Republic, here going through as your top two. In Group B, it's Switzerland and Bosnia, with Canada finishing in third. In Group C, Morocco and Haiti get out their group automatically, with Brazil possibly coming out as a third seed. Group D, we have United States and Turkey making it out. United States topping their group, not without a loss. That's not going to happen. Paraguay finishing in third in that group. Germany in Group E with Ivory Coast finishing the top two. In Group F, we have Netherlands and Japan getting out the group, with Sweden losing all three group stage games in this competition. In Group G, Belgium and New Zealand, and it does not go well for Mohamed Salah's last World Cup potential, if he's even in the squad, which I'm pretty sure he is. They also lose all three games there as well. In Group H, as expected, Spain and Uruguay go through, and if a third place team does go through from this group, obviously we expected it to be Saudi Arabia, and as expected, Cabo Verde go ahead and lose all three games there. In Group I, we have Norway topping the group with Senegal, and then we are hoping, well, we aren't hoping, but France is hoping that they get through as one of the third place teams there as well, after losing the first two games and only beating Iraq. It's just not good enough. They still ended up on a positive goal difference, so which is interesting. In Group J, Argentina, the last World Cup defending champions, draw all three games, and they finished third, and they are going to be playing to get into the round of 32. In Group K, Portugal and Colombia top of their group with 5 points each, and the Dominican Republic of Congo finish in third. In Group L, England go ahead and top their group with Ghana currently sitting in second. However, they could theoretically drop to third, but Croatia is also in there, and Croatia is playing Panama. Panama is playing for their spot as a possible third place team as well. That is the last World Cup matchup here in the group stages. It's Croatia versus Panama, and it will be Croatia who go through 4-2. And so we expect Croatia to be one of the third place teams to also go through the competition, as we are going to get a notification that nearly half of the teams, in fact half the teams, have get knocked out. Actually, it's actually a little less than half the teams. You can see their first round up is Korea Republic versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. And so here is a round of 32. We will quickly go through it here. Germany versus Paraguay, Norway versus Tunisia, South Korea versus Bosnia, Netherlands versus Haiti, Colombia versus Ghana, Spain versus Algeria, host nations taking off against each other, USA versus Canada, Belgium versus Czechia, Morocco versus Japan on the other side of things, Ivory Coast versus Senegal, other host nation Mexico taking on Brazil, England versus France in your round of 32 matchup, a massive matchup, two possible favorites going off against it in the round of 32, and one of them will only be moving on to the round of 16. Austria versus Uruguay, Turkey versus New Zealand, Switzerland versus Argentina, and then Portugal versus Croatia. We can have Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi in the round of 16. So let's get through these games here, and let's see who moves on to the round of 16 in the World Cup. We start here with Bosnia versus South Korea. In Bosnia, Zeko in the 117th minute knocked down the Korea Republic, aka South Korea, and we say goodbye to that side. And Bosnia are into the round of 16. Netherlands in the round of 32 taking on Haiti, an unlikely advancer of the World Cup group stages. And to be fair, they put up a fight here in the round of 32 against the Dutch. Memphis Depay in the 84th minute, 3-2. Germany versus Paraguay. Germans possible favorites to make it at least a little bit deeper in the tournament, and will they at least make it to the round 16 here? Volmade and Enciso scoring for both sides. It went to a penalty shootout. A 5-for-5 for Germany, and Mauricio missed for Paraguay as well. Morocco versus Japan. Who will go through? It will be Morocco, the AFCON winners, rightfully so. And they move on to the round of 16. Norway versus Tunisia. Norway didn't make the last World Cup. They made it this time by the skin of their teeth. Odegaard and Erling Haaland on not the score sheet, but on the advancing list. They at least scored penalties, and they make it past Tunisia and into the round of 16. Haaland scoring the 67th minute. Ivory Coast versus Senegal here. Ivory Coast have a red card player. Does that affect them? It does. Senegal belt to ass here against Ivory Coast. And Senegal are into the next round of the World Cup. Mexico versus Brazil. I expect to say goodbye to one of the host nations here. We're already going to have to say goodbye to another one later on. But I expect to get down to 2 at the moment here. Brazil are knocked out. Never mind. It's disappointment for the Brazilians. It's the Mexicans who get through to the round of 16. A 4-2 upset win against the Brazil team. And Mexico on round 16. And here are the other 2 host nations. One of these we'll definitely say goodbye to. There is no getting around it. It's the United States versus Canada. And the United States, with the 74th minute winner from Balogun, get through against Canada 2-1, a Balogun brace. And here is the big one, the story of the round of 32 here. This is one I should almost even watch through play out, but it is England versus France. One of these 2 nations are about to have massive protests and massive battles out in front of the yawns. It's England who go through 1-1 on the day, 6-5 on a penalty shootout, and the French national team, last World Cup runners-up, are out of the tournament. A 79th minute equalizer from Harry Kane, and then 6-5 on penalties. And of course, look who missed the penalty for England. It's an Arsenal player, Bukayo Saka. But other than that, Declan Rice scored theirs. Manu Kone missed, and Olise missed for France. And England, by the skin of their teeth on a penalty shootout, are into the round 16, knocking off a massive nation. Belgium versus Czechia here. I expect Belgium to go through, and they do. Belgium marched through the round 16. Last World Cup winner. I keep almost saying last year's World Cup winners, but it's not last year's. The last World Cup winners here. Argentina versus Switzerland. Argentina struggled in the group stages, but they don't struggle here. A 2-0 win over Switzerland. Colombia versus Ghana. Do we really care who gets through? It is Colombia, though, a 2-1 win. Spain versus Algeria. Algeria got through above Argentina, and they get knocked out on a penalty shootout to Spain. Interesting enough, Lamine Yamal on the score sheet. Lamine Yamal also on the score sheet. Oyarzabal missed a penalty in the 35th minute. Algeria fought back, and then after that, it was Spain on the World Cup. Austria versus Uruguay, and Austria knock off the Uruguayan national team. Did not see this one coming. 4-2 for Austria. Portugal versus Croatia. Remember, if Portugal win this, they have a battle with Lionel Messi. And guess who made that happen? Cristiano Ronaldo himself in the 85th minute sends Portugal to the round of 16. Turkey versus New Zealand. Turkey move on 2-1. And so there we go, from 32 teams down to 16. The round 16 here. Germany versus Norway. Bosnia versus Netherlands. Colombia versus Spain. The United States versus Belgium. Morocco versus Senegal. Mexico versus England. Austria versus Turkey. And then the blockbuster one of this round, Argentina versus Portugal. Lionel Messi versus Ronaldo. And we start here with Germany versus Norway. Who goes through? I expect Germany. Yes, they do. Germany 3-1. David Raum got a red card in the 29 minutes. Double yellow card in 30 minutes. And Germany still advanced to the quarterfinals. It's Bosnia versus Netherlands. I expect this to be the end of the road for Bosnia. And it is. Ake and Gravenberg send Netherlands to the round of 16. United States versus Belgium. Will this be the end of United States? No. Into the quarterfinals. This will never happen in real life. The quarterfinals is definitely as far as the round of 16 is as far as they would get, in all honesty. But a 3-0 win. Pulisic, Balogun, and Malik Tillman all on the score sheet. Colombia versus Spain. Will James Rodriguez get through? No, it will be Spain. Williams Jr. at 86 minutes sends the Spanish against the Colombians, in Spain onto the quarterfinals. Morocco versus Senegal. And Morocco knocked down Senegal. Mexico versus England. We'll say goodbye to a host nation. Yes, we will, but it took extra time for England to get the job done. 5-3. It started off with Bukayo Saka opening up the score in the 3rd minute, but then Mexico took the lead, and they could have doubled the lead. They could have won at 3-1, but no, 2-1, and then Reece James equalized. Saka put them in front. Raul Jimenez equalized in the 76th minute. Bellingham took the lead, and Reece James secured it in the 116th. England are into the quarterfinals. Austria versus Turkey. Who will go through? It will be Turkey. 2-1. Messi versus Ronaldo. Argentina versus Portugal. Who goes through? It's Portugal. They knock off the defending champions. João Neves says goodbye. Messi equalizing in the 89th minute for Argentina. Messi scoring a brace, putting Argentina on his back. Ronaldo opened up the scoring for Portugal, equalizing there. But after that, he went relatively silent. And João Neves and Bernardo Silva got it done for Portugal, got it done for Cristiano Ronaldo. There's not much more Messi could have done besides score another goal, obviously. And the defending champions are out, and Portugal are through. And so from 32 teams to 16 to now 8 in the quarterfinals here. Germany versus Netherlands. Spain versus United States. This left-hand side is kind of deadly. On the right-hand side, it's probably straightforward games for your favorites. England should get past Morocco, and Portugal should get past Turkey. So then, the left side is actually kind of decent there. I do expect Spain to knock off the U.S., but this game could go either way here between Germany and the Dutch. It's Germany versus Netherlands. Who goes through to the semifinals? It will be Netherlands in extra time. Memphis Depay with a brace, Gravenberg with the deal sealer, and the Dutch knock off the Germans onto the semifinals. And here we go, Spain versus the United States. Just imagine Miles Robinson, Anthony Robinson, defending against Lamine Yamal, and it worked out. Lamine Yamal does score in the 63rd minute, but the United States host nation are through to the semifinals, and they have a date against the Dutchland. Are the United States about to get to the final of the World Cup on FC? That is insane if so. And so on the other side of things here, will Ronaldo keep going through? Will Ronaldo have a chance to continue to fight for his first World Cup at the age of 40 years old? No. Knocked out in the quarterfinals. Turkey are your first team in the semifinals on the right-hand side. Arda Güler Uzan, who came on in the 91st minute, instantly scored. And then Ronaldo scoring in the 44th minute. That's the only action he had. And, well, Portugal are out of the World Cup. It's England versus Morocco. I expect England to get through, but after the last one, who knows? And it took a penalty shootout, but England are through. A Bellingham brace. Hakimi equalizing in the 83rd minute there. Madueke coming on for Saka. Harry Kane, Rashford, Bellingham, and then Madueke, Arsenal player, putting England through to the semifinals. And so we are down to your final for the Netherlands versus United States, England versus Turkey. I still can't believe I'm saying the United States. Netherlands is somewhat believable. United States, no. Who gets to the final? It will be the Netherlands. United States are knocked off on penalties, and Balogun missed a penalty. Pulisic missed a penalty. And then Tim Ream was the final penalty to miss as well. And the Netherlands are into the final. Daniel Malen and Pulisic on the score sheet. The United States made it a hell of a lot further than anybody in the world thinks they will in real life. And well, Netherlands are your first finalists. Who will they be taking on? Will it be England or will it be Turkey? Is it time it's finally coming home? No! It's the Netherlands versus Turkey in the World Cup final. Turkey knocked off England. In this World Cup final, just got a hell of a lot more boring, in all honesty. It's Netherlands versus the Dutch. But first, it's United States versus England in the third place matchup here. Will England at least get third? Yes, they will. Rashford and Harry Kane. And here we go. The World Cup final. Netherlands versus Turkey. One incredibly unlikely team in the World Cup final, and then one semi-believable but probably unlikely other team in the World Cup final in Netherlands. One of those two teams will get a World Cup trophy in 90 minutes time, or possibly 120 plus penalty shootouts. We'll find out. Daniel Mellon, Memphis Depay, horrible pass. Boris for Turkey. In Turkey, cross back post, Yildiz. Great corner. It's a decent ball, but Memphis Depay clears it. Arda Güler, Boris, and Boris now. Boris still running. Boris not getting closed down. And Verbruggen with a great save. And Arda Güler strikes first. The Real Madrid youngster has the lead for Turkey in the World Cup final. It's 1-0 to the Turkish. It's just good footwork, good passage, and then obviously Virgil van Dijk being Virgil van Dijk, aka being horrible, allows Arda Güler to get through, and Arda Güler 1-0 for Turkey. Virgil, Reinders, Gravenberg, Gakpo, Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay gets past the Turkish defenders, and Memphis Depay draws a level. It's 1-1. We have an even game here, possibly going into the halftime here at the World Cup final. Memphis Depay able to get past the Turkish defenders and obviously easily get past the goalkeeper. And it's one apiece here with only a couple of seconds left to go in this first half. Sell it, cross blocked by Van de Ven. Is that going to be halftime? It is halftime here at the World Cup final. 45 minutes left to go before extra time here. Turkey starting strong off here in the end of the start of the second half here, I should say. And kind of running out of space, but still having possession of the ball, but that pass back was horrific. Gravenberg into Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo, one extra pass, too many. Probably should just try and shot it or shoot it, but it wasn't really a great shooting opportunity as well. Arda Güler gets the ball from Gravenberg. He finds Yildiz. Yildiz intercepted. Gakpo, was the offside there? No. Gravenberg, Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo could be behind it. Cody Gakpo, I don't know if the keeper was aware, but he actually made the save nonetheless. It's a corner for the Dutch, and they are starting to turn things on here. Memphis Depay, Tanya Mullins, never going to win that. Virgil van Dijk, I'm surprised he's not in the corner box there. Virgil, Memphis, into Mullen, and Mullen, Daniel nearly running out of play. It'll fall for Gravenberg. His shot blocked. Tiana Reinder's shot blocked as well. That one out for a corner. Dumfries. Tiana Reinders now. A couple minutes left to go of regular time here. Good footwork. Good passage of play. And Cody Gakpo might have just won the World Cup for the Dutch. It's 2-1 for the Netherlands here. They score in the 88th minute. Is that going to be the World Cup winning goal? It sure as hell looks like it. I mean, they literally have this to equalize, and they lose the ball plus 2 minutes of added time. Netherlands just have to get the ball up the field and hang on to it, and they will be your World Cup winners according to FC26. I don't expect this to go out, but if this were to happen in real life, I would expect this result to happen in real life. Netherlands are your World Cup winners from possibly getting robbed out of the World Cup last time around against Argentina. They go ahead and go all the way now and get to the World Cup final and win it. Slip that trophy. Now, obviously not the World Cup trophy here today, obviously, because it's not licensed and whatnot, but Virgil van Dijk will lift the World Cup trophy here on FC26. Netherlands are your World Cup winners according to FC26. Obviously, don't expect this to happen, but hey ho, anything is possible. So why it's the greatest competition in all of sports. Let me know who you think is winning the World Cup. Until then, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.